How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all doing well. So as we approach the end of Season 1 of Vanguard and Caldera, I thought it'd be good to go through the current best weapons to use in the game and the best setups for each of them as well. Now we're going to be talking about the longer range weapons and then onto SMGs and then onto sniper rifles as well, slash marksman rifles that is. But I'll leave timestamps in the description below so you can just skip through the video, see which weapons you want to see, or do feel free to sit through it all. I really do appreciate if you guys would do that for me. And if you do enjoy, don't forget to leave a rating down below, subscribe for more as we're going to be covering lots of new content when it comes out in the new season, and obviously our usual tip videos as well. But we're back to the Warzone grind for a little bit now as well. So if there's any sort of Warzone content you want to see from me, please do let me know, as this is what sort of started off my channel. But we'll get into the first of the weapons now, and I really hope you enjoy the video. So up first, of course, we're going to be talking about the Bren. Now this is probably the best long-range weapon in my opinion in the game, and a lot of other people's opinions I imagine. It's probably what you call the meta. So up first, we got on the muzzle, we got the Mercury silencer. Now I will swap this from the MX silencer sometimes as well, but you do lose a little bit of ADS speed, but with the Mercury you lose a bit of damage range, but we can make up with that for the other attachments, but that's entirely up to you on that one. And then for the barrel, we want the Queen 705mm Royal Barrel, where you're going to gain some horizontal recoil control, bullet velocity, reduced scope, sway and gun bob, and then obviously some damage range as well to make up for that silencer, like I said. Then for the optic, now I switch this up sometimes. Sometimes I will use this M38 Slate 2.5 times custom. This is where you can switch between, if you can see on the top of the gun there, switch between the 2.5 optic and then the little red dot that's on the top, which is a nice little change sometimes. And also, this is a very popular one, the G16 2.5, kind of like the old VLK optic on Modern Warfare guns. Up next, we're going to the stock. So we've got the Hawkinson SB2B stock. This is going to give us some accuracy and recoil during sustained fire and flinch resistance. If we go down to perks, we go to tight grip first. You're going to get the accuracy and recoil control during sustained fire once again. And then obviously fully loaded is kind of a must in my opinion for most of the ARs. Give you some good starting ammo if you pick it up at the loadout. And then for the rear grip, we're going to go fabric grip, give us a bit of speed on it, so ADS speed, sprint fire speed, and hip fire accuracy. And then if you go magazine, the 6.5 Sakura 40 round mag, obviously you get the 40 rounds, and you get a little bit of ADS speed, recoil control, accuracy, and fire rate as well with that. And then finally, on the underbarrel, you want the very last one, so the M1941 hand stop, give us some more recoil control and accuracy. And this build is just all around great, just for beaming people at long range. There's a few different builds you can get. Obviously, you can play around with a few things. I think I just forgot the ammunition as well. I do use lengthened, my bad for that, where you gain some bullet velocity. You can also put incendiary, but personally I prefer it lengthened. Now, the Automaton, probably second to the Bren in popularity, I think, in this game. So we're going to use the MX silencer on the muzzle for that sound suppression and accuracy. If you go across the barrel, we're going to use Anastasia sniper barrel for bullet velocity and range. Then you're going to get some more accuracy as well. Once again, we're going to use the G16 2.5 optic on that one. Then the Anastasia padded stock to get more accuracy and recoil during sustained fire, plus flinch resistance as well. And if we go down, we're going to be using tight grip there for accuracy and recoil during sustained fire. And once again, fully loaded as always. Then on the rear grip, we're going to be using the fabric grip for more ADS speed, sprint fire speed, and hip fire recoil recovery. Don't really notice that one too much. And we're going to use a 75 round drum mag for that really high amount of ammo, as this gun shoots really fast. And we're going to use the lengthen to get more bullet velocity once again. And also, once again, we're going to use the final underbarrel. So we're going to get the M1941 hand stop for more recoil control and accuracy. Now this gun just really does beam at all ranges. So the Cooper Carbine is right up there in my opinion with ARs. So we're going to use the MX silencer on this for that sound suppression and accuracy. And then the 22-inch Cooper custom barrel to make it highly accurate and controllable. Reduce scope sway and gun bob. And then extra fire rate on that as well. And I like the G16 2.5 optic as well on this one. Then on the stock, the Cooper 45W stock, so you're going to have extra recoil control when mounted, crouched or prone, but mainly for the accuracy plus recoil during sustained fire. Makes this gun really accurate. And then once again, we're going to use tight grip for that accuracy and recoil during sustained fire again. Then kit fully loaded as usual. And then we're going to put on the rear grip the polymer grip, which is going to give us flinch resistance and even more accuracy and recoil during sustained fire. And then for the magazine, I like the 9mm 60 round drum mag, and you get extra recoil control accuracy plus fire rate, and obviously you get a 60 round mag as well, and this actually adds ADS speed to your gun. On this, I do like to use lengthen, so we get that extra bullet velocity, so it hits your targets a lot faster. And finally, we put the Carbine foregrip on it for that recoil control and hip fire accuracy. So, onto the STG, we're going to be using the Mercury silencer for that sound suppression and recoil control. On the barrel, we want the VDD 760mm, and then basically that's going to give us some highly accurate and controllable, reduced scope sway and gun bob, and more damage range as well. Just makes the gun absolutely beam. We use the G16 2.5 on that one. You can also put the slate reflector on if you're not going for those longer targets. And then for the stock, the VDD 34S weighted stock. Give us some more accuracy, flinch resistance, recoil control, and also some aim and stability. If we go down to the perks, we're going to be using Vital for increased torso damage. Just makes the gun kind of OP as well. And if we go down fully loaded once again, then onto the rear grip, we've got rubber grip, just to give us that nice recoil control. You can also use any of the other ones as well. Pine Tar's not bad, but it gives you a little bit more ADS speed. A little bit less ADS speed, rather. For the magazine, we're going to be using the 8mm Kurz 60 round drum. You know, you get the most bullets out of that one. And ammunition lengthened once again. And the M1941 hand stop for the recoil control and accuracy. As a little bit of a bonus to the ARs for the long range guns, basically we're going to be talking about the C58 from Cold War. Now, this was an absolute beamer back in the day. Well, not really back in the day, but sort of last year when it was in the meta. But it really has a really surprisingly good time to kill, and it just has hardly any recoil. So we're going to be going with a classic setup on it. Agency suppressor, keeps off the map, vertical recoil control, effective damage range, and bullet velocity. For the barrel, obviously the task force. It's a bit of a throwback saying all these names of the old attachments, but we've got bullet velocity, recoil control, damage range, and yeah, that's pretty good. And then if you go to the optic, obviously the axial arms 3 times, which is also a bit of a throwback. If you go magazine, 45 round drums, pretty good on that one. I like it personally. Or the Stanag 55 is not bad as well. And then the field agent grip, just to keep both recoil controls down, basically. So yeah, it's worth just noting that it is a pretty good gun to use at the moment, especially on Rebirth. Now, the MP40 is probably the best SMG in the game, to be honest, in my opinion. So for the muzzle, we're going to be going with the recoil booster for that fire rate. The barrel, the Krausnik 317mm 04B barrel, that's going to make it highly accurate and controllable, and more reduced scope sway and gun bob. And then for the optic, entirely up to you, to be honest. I personally use the very bottom one, the Krausnik ISO 1mm. Some people like to use a slate refractor as well if you're not the best with the iron sights, but that one is on you. For the stock, you'll use the Krausnik 33mm fold-in stock, so that's going to give us sprint fire speed and movement speed. And if we go down, so perk 1, we're going to be using brace for that initial firing recoil, and then perk 2, quick for that sprint speed, as it is an SMG, and you're going to zoom around the map. And for the rear grip, we're going to use the fabric grip for that ADS speed, sprint fire speed, and hip fire accuracy. And for the magazine, the 762 Gorenko 45 round mag for that recoil control, more movement speed, ADS speed, and even more fire rate. This thing just absolutely shreds. And for ammunition, I do like the incendiary on the MP40, as it is just annoying for your enemies. But sometimes I will put lengthened on as well for extra bullet velocity. And we're going to use the M1941 hand stop for that recoil control and accuracy. Now, this is personally what I believe is the meta build for the MP40. Obviously, everybody has their own opinions. Now, the Welgun as an SMG is an absolute beast. So this is my setup. I like to use the recoil booster for that extra fire rate. The 320mm SA shrouded barrel, make it highly accurate and controllable, get some flinch resistance, reduce scope sway, and then a larger one-hit kill area. Now this is huge as it will take out your enemies a lot faster. And then we're going to use a slate reflector on this one, as I'm not a big fan of the iron sights. And for the stock, the Gawain S Custom, so you're going to get extra hip fire accuracy and movement speed. Then we're going to use Fleet, so you swap your weapon faster, but mainly for that extra movement speed. And also we're going to use Quick to get more sprint speed, just to make you move around like an absolute demon with this thing. And then for the rear grip, we're going to use the Fabric Grip for extra ADS speed and sprint fire speed, also some hip fire recoil recovery. And then for the magazine, we're going to use a 9mm 64 round mag, get some extra reload quickness, but obviously you get 64 bullets to shoot enemies with. And then I will use lengthened on this, but you can use incendiary, entirely up to you on that one, what your personal preference is. Underbarrel, we're going to use the Carver foregrip, so you get extra recoil control and hip fire accuracy. So the Vanguard PPSH is a really fast firing gun, and it's really good up close. You get a lot of recoil, but it is a very good gun to use. So for the muzzle, using the oil can silencer to get that sound suppression and accuracy. Then we're going to use, I can't pronounce that word, but the 230mm BO3P on the barrel. So basically you get hip fire accuracy, hip fire recoil recovery, and then some extra fire rate as well. And we're going to put the slate reflector on that one. And we're going to remove the stock. This is going to give us more hip fire accuracy and sprint fire speed. And you're also going to get some movement speed on that. We're going to use tight grip for more accuracy and recoil during sustained fire. And we're going to use Quick as well to get extra sprint speed. And the Pine Tar rear grip to get recoil control, I'm so used to saying that. Hip fire accuracy. And then we're going to use the 8mm Nambu 71 round drum mag. Basically this is going to give you extra recoil control and accuracy, and then some fire rate, but mainly you're going to get extra movement speed and obviously 71 mag to shoot enemies with. And we're going to use lengthened once again. As always, you can also use the incendiary rounds, and then you're going to put the Carver foregrip on this to get extra recoil control and hip fire accuracy. Now, this gun you can just hip fire with, and it will really just beam them, to be honest, like up nice and close. So it's worth a try if you're bored of using the regular MP40. So the Modern Warfare Kar 98, this gun absolutely slaps, as we all know. This is one of my favourite setups currently. So obviously the monolithic suppressor for the damage range and sound suppression, the tac laser for the ADS speed and aim stability, and the sniper scope for obvious reasons. And then the F-Tac Sport Comb stock for more ADS speed. And I've been putting on the sleight of hand just for that reload quickness, but you can swap that out for the long barrel for extra damage range and bullet velocity as well if you're on Caldera. But for Rebirth, I'll show you another build that I like to use as well. If you go down to this one. So basically I take the muzzle and the barrel off completely, and then I put the stipple grip tape on, and this thing absolutely slaps. If you're looking to quick scope, that is, it takes a little bit of getting used to, but it is a lot of fun to use. And yeah, there's a lot of different sort of ways you can use this gun pretty much. Now the Swiss K31, this gun was one of the Cold War snipers, probably the best as well. Some people do think this is better than the Kar, but I'm not 100% sure. I love them both, but we're going to be going with on the muzzle, the sound moderator for that sound suppression, ADS speed, and bullet velocity, and you get a little bit of sprint fire speed as well. If you put the barrel, the 24.9-inch combat recon, more bullet velocity, and then SWAT 5mm laser sight for that ADS speed and more aim stability, kind of like the tac laser. And then we're going to be using the rear grip, so the serpent wrap for more ADS speed, and the bruiser grip gives us more aim and stability and movement speed. And this thing is just an all-around monster, and this is the ideal build. So guys, that's going to do it for the best weapons to use in Warzone currently. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to leave a rating down below. Also subscribe and like the video as well, as we're on the road to 1,000 subs this year, hopefully. We're very close to 750, so we're 3/4 of the way there, near enough. I just really can't believe how much growth you've had on the channel. Really appreciate every single one of you. Really just helps me out to keep me motivated to keep making these videos, as I really do just enjoy the grind of creating them. Just sort of lets me be a bit creative as such. It's really fun. But if you want to see any videos specifically, please let me know in the comments down below. Also, let me know if there's any Vanguard tip videos you want to see. We're going to be trying to sort of come up with a good sort of schedule where we can balance out Vanguard and Warzone content, where I'm not just sort of grinding one or the other, as I know you guys like both. But hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I hope you all have a good day, and I'll see you all in the next one.